Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, but we gotta go out again, bud. We gotta go do it for the half and half.
He says, he says, what part of Canada are you from?
Well, they have a great deal of respect for Canadians.
So we'll just say
The
permission
folks that are
granted.
in the locks now, the locks will be closed and you will approach the locks with full energy, please. Thank you.
Native tradition. Coming into a strange village, you know, you always had to either announce your presence or you were assumed to be combative. And so the arrival ceremony is the announcement and the acceptance of visitors. And so we're going to go out and the crew is going to give you a little bit of a paddling demo. They're going to paddle a big circle out here to make some modern concessions here and there. And so our muskets are a little smaller, not quite as loud, but they'll make a bit of noise and a bit of smoke today. And permission will be granted from shore with a little more musketing, except our musket's got a broken hammer, so we only get one shot on shore. And then the crew will give us a voyageur salute, and then they're going to charge the shore. They're going to charge right up the canal here, and then they will. That'll be the main part of the arrival, and then they'll pull out and pull back in where we took off from, and we'll have some volunteers here to take folks out paddling. And a canoe club in Edmonton, and most of our crew there is Edmontonians, and we got a couple of Red Deerites paddling with us too. The next boat is our Rideau Rubaboos, and they are a collection of, they were actually put together by a lady from Calgary, but unfortunately she hasn't been able to catch up with them. She's had some family issues. She had a death in the family, unfortunately. The next canoe is flying the Canada flag. Is the Catch-Alls, and that is a crew made up of people from all over the place. We got a couple of Americans on that one, I believe. Sylvia, who put it together, is from Langley on the Lower Mainland in BC. There's a couple of Ontario folk in that boat, and they're in pretty good shape. And this crew that is just sliding by there, we call them Smitty Sea Dogs. Smitty, he and I actually went to school in Edmonton a long time ago, but he's moved out to Nova Scotia, so that's our East End reps, and they've got some folk from both Nova Scotia and some relatives from Calgary there. The Kiana boat coming along again. Now you'll notice that we have quite a mix here of paddlers and paddles, and we do range in age from 7 to 70. Young Owen is from Kingston. He's the youngest guy out there, and today the permission is going to be called by Sean from Seeley's Bay. We picked him up at supper last night. He really wanted to come for a paddle, so we had his parents sign off on a waiver, and here he is with us. You'll notice there's some traditional otter tail paddles. which were pretty common back in the days, because when you're building the paddle out of black spruce or ash, you don't want to work with too big a piece of wood, especially if you're putting in a 16-hour day paddling, as the Voyageurs often did. And then you'll see a bunch of bent shaft paddles, and we often get asked why we paddle with bent paddles. This was an innovation from the 1970s in marathon racing, and bent paddles have a very marginal mechanical advantage, but when you're in a canoe race for 6 or 7 hours, a 0.1% difference in efficiency is quite a few seconds, even minutes at the finish line often. So bent shaft paddles are used quite regularly, and the black paddles, if you see some black paddles out there, really black ones, they're carbon fiber. Some of these folks here have paddled many thousands of kilometers in brigades. In 2008, we had a brigade that paddled from Rocky Mountain House to Thunder Bay to commemorate David Thompson's bicentennial of coming east, to report that he had got over to the Columbia River Basin for the Northwest Company. And other paddlers also took part in the 2011 bicentennial commemoration of David Thompson making it to the mouth of the Columbia River to Fort Astoria. And now the crew is beginning to line up. And he is with the catch-all. Presentation to make here to the counselors. So counselors like to leave a little something behind, and maybe the best thing to leave behind is a little certificate with the paddler's prayer. And that is, may you always paddle with the sun in your face, the wind at your back, and a song in your heart. And we're extending our Tornado Lakes. I believe you're our host. And if any of you'd like to say anything, our Newboro counselor, Kathy.
I would just like to take this opportunity to welcome everybody, and it's been a beautiful day, no rain, so let's have a good time and fun and Good food to eat. Thank you for coming.
And councillors, the least we can do is make you honorary members of the brigade.
Come up this way, Captain. Come up this way and get a picture of Spencer.
Okay, we gotta stop because we gotta get Spencer in the picture.
Watch Grandma.
Spencer, is that your brother or your cousin? If you didn't want some,
They're fighting over you.
maybe next time.
I'm the only guy that remembered it. 1, 2, 3. I was going to go over the dock on the right.
Okay, tell Owen to get a climb in there.
No, I'm going to avoid it. Yeah, let's go over to the right. Is it too high to get up on? It might be, eh? Okay, let's go forward to the rock.
Not me. I'm 67. I was just old enough to get out the Rocky Mountains and see the stuff.
Oh, yeah. I got these like Did they have a fair here when you were a little boy? A fair, like a Delta fair here in Newboro? Not that you remember. You seen that great big house? Yeah. Yeah, he was Nanny Stockton right up until the late 1930s. Yeah, he delivered you and Lorraine and Doug.
Yeah, we're going to go in. Could be a fountain